Hello, YouTube users. This is Jared Santiago making a special announcement because Jennifer Gonzalez does not understand about Puerto Rican status. Because Puerto Rican independence is all about Puerto Rico becoming its own country. We must have faith and beliefs that it will become a country. Like, the only way to do that is to save and invest. You always have to avoid the worst of situations in life in Puerto Rico. You have to do that. The only way you have to consult it is to the federal government of Puerto Rico to find out how this problem can be fixed. Again, in order to have Puerto Rico to be independent, you have to save a lot of federal funds and also invest it in a very wisely way. Like, be smart enough so you know you're careful, because we must have a president in Puerto Rico. Don't let the Congress in Puerto Rico influence, because she was saying that, because Venezuela and Colombia and Mexico was influencing good about Puerto Rico, they should be independent. Puerto Rico should be part of the United Nations because it should be a country. We need to have a president who is going to keep the country safe in Puerto Rico. And certified. The thing is that I'm saying this so that the country could stay stronger, so we don't lose any independent funds. We need to build climate projects, but the only thing the only concerned thing I'm worried about Puerto Rico is that I want them to save their funds so that they can claim their independence and their president. We need somebody who's going to take over as president of Puerto Rico. We have to do that. This is our dream. We can't waste our time. No time left, so we have to write what has to be done. What has to be done, I believe, is saving and investing funds for Puerto Rico. And we gotta let the United Nations know that we gotta be our own country and we're gonna have our own president. We need an office for the president for Puerto Rico. And we gotta make sure that another one does not get assassinated since the histories that the United States took over. We're not gonna let that happen. We want our independence back so that we can get our own president in Puerto Rico, so we can vote for president in Puerto Rico. But right now we can't, because it's not a country yet. It's still an unincorporated territory. To some Puerto Ricans who are Hindus, you must read the Vedas. You must read the Bhagavad Gita. I'm a true Hindu follower also. And for some who worship Taínos, please pray to God also. My suggestion in mind, I'm not the kind of person who influences status, because I know what's the way out and what's not the way out in a theory. Well, it's said that Puerto Rican independence is positive, hope that it will happen. You must consult it to the United Nations. But if it's getting difficult, you must talk to Venezuela, the country. You must go to the president of Venezuela to give you advice and help. You gotta understand that, Puerto Rico. Our ancestors come from Spain. Some come from Africa. I'm talking about Afro-Puerto Ricans. Well, white Spaniard Puerto Ricans, no matter what. You cannot give up our independent dreams. It's not going to happen that way, We're not going to let the Congress in Puerto Rico, who's a female, trying to influence the bad United States, We must believe in Puerto Rican innocence of the term. That means that when people are just Puerto Rican citizens, that means independence. That means not American citizens. So if we're going to be independent, we're going to identify ourselves as Puerto Rican citizens. You have no choice but to work harder to be a Puerto Rican citizen for those who are living in Puerto Rico. Because, again, you have to go to the federal government office in Puerto Rico and consult the United Nations. Talk to the Venezuelan president or the Colombian president, whatever. Because this is not acceptable that the woman who's American is trying to influence the Puerto Rican, the Puerto Rican land status. Nah. That is not right. Because that's gonna put the Puerto Rican culture in very danger. It's like you're putting the country in danger. Nah, I'm not saying that in a bad way. She can't influence like that. The Ricos are no longer gonna be American citizens when it's independent. They're gonna be just Puerto Rican citizens. You always have faith. You always believe in yourself. Don't let those bad news take over in your mind that it's gonna really happen. It's not going to. We are gonna get our independence. We just gotta have faith within God, you know. That's our key, you know. We must put our faith, we must put our efforts and work harder to have this dream come true for Puerto Rico to be independent. We need to have a new president who will take over Puerto Rico to protect its new environment for this year and its country. Because we cannot let this keep going on with the debates of status. Because I know independence is our green flag. Statehood, fuck it, it's a red flag. So, the independence is a green flag. Like, if I was me, you should go to the presidents in Spanish countries like Venezuela and Colombia, or Mexico, or Honduras, or Salvador. The presidents are the only ones who are going to give you good advice. How can you keep the country stronger? And you can ask one question, excuse me, president of El Salvador. How can I have my island to become a country? How can I keep it permanent or stay permanent so that the territorial status doesn't change no more? How can I keep the island stronger? They'll give you good advice like that, you know. That's all I'm saying. You have to rely as yourself as Puerto Ricans. You must only go to Spanish countries that will help you. That gives you good advice, not you depend on. No. They're gonna give you good advice. And you gotta take it seriously. Okay? Remember, Puerto Rican citizens means that it's an independent country, not American citizens anymore. We're not an independent country yet, but we will sooner. And then we'll become Puerto Rican citizens for life. So it doesn't become part of the United States. You know, all I have to say is that save federal money, invest it first. That's the only way to keep this federal fund stronger for Puerto Rico. Because we need like trillions of dollars and millions of dollars for Puerto Rico to keep the country very stronger. And for Puerto Rico, we have to build the Hindu temple project too, you know, because I'm concerned about Puerto Rican religion. We have to build the Hindu temple project because during Hurricane Maria, it was taken down. So I just wish that I wish I could do something about Puerto Rico. I wish that there's a way to rebuild the Hindu temple society in Puerto Rico so that people can practice their meditation, their yogas, their Hindu religion, you know. We only have a Satana Dharma in Puerto Rico that's going to be rebuilt soon. We need a Ganesha temple. We must keep practicing our Hindu societies, no matter what. We believe what we believe. We don't judge, you know. We cannot do any wasted time in our mind. That's the thing. You just gotta be brave and strong enough for your dreams to come true for the future. Don't let it put you down. Because I don't think that the House of Representatives in Puerto Rico as a female is good. Do not vote for her. Don't. All I have to say is that you have to vote for the right person. We all want our independence back. The only way to do that is to consult it by the country, have them give us advice. We're not doing that to other countries in a dependent way. They need advice that what's right for us, and we must own our own president in the country to keep Puerto Rican country very stronger for this year. We cannot let this happen. So you just gotta focus on this task for people who live in Puerto Rico. You have to understand that. You have to take this announcement very seriously. You have to, because we just all have to keep our country stronger in a good way, you know. We don't want this to happen since the 19th century, because our president in Puerto Rico was Afro-Puerto Rican. He was shot. He was assassinated. We cannot let that happen for the future. We're gonna have a new president who's gonna take over Puerto Rico. We're gonna have to, because we will fight our independence in a very positive, polite way. We cannot be slaves for the U.S. country, no. Just like in those times that the Fiji used to be part of the British territory, they told them, we don't want to be part of you. We want to be our own country. Puerto Rico has to do the same thing too. Philippines did the same thing. You have to believe what you see in your eyes. You always believe in the good in your heart, no matter what. Don't let the influence Congress fool you like that. You cannot let it go on. because I don't want Puerto Rico to have a Spanish-American World War II. I don't want to deal with that because that's going to put the country in danger. If we want to show that we want to be our own country, well, don't depend on any other country. If Venezuela or Salvador or Mexico give advice from the United Nations and they consult it, you just listen to them in a good way, okay? You have to be your own president in Puerto Rico. For some the right president must watch out for their citizens and their people. They gotta veto the laws in a good way. But if it's something that doesn't have to be a law, they reject it. We need our own representatives in Puerto Rico in Spanish and a different name. We cannot let this go on, you know. You just gotta be wisely with your dreams in the future. No matter what, which voting party you belong to, you know. Blah, blah, blah. If you belong to Democratic, you belong to Republic. No. This is not all about politics. This is about Puerto Rican dreams for us to be independent. That's the thing. So, like I said, just please save your money up and budget. Both. Save and invest wisely. When you do that, then you can show them that you're your own country. And then you can have a new president who's going to take over Puerto Rico. Who's going to be the second president of Puerto Rico. We're tired of being part of the United States. We're tired. We just want to be our own country. And it's going to happen. It is going to happen. You just got to put faith in yourself, you know. Once they invest and also once they save and invest for funds for their independence and their president, we got to rebuild the Hindu temple society in Puerto Rico, because the Hindu temple with Ganesh and Lord Shiva and all those gods and divines, that temple was destroyed because of the hurricane, like I said. So we gotta like think about that second. We gotta keep building strong climate project that's gonna prevent floods in Puerto Rico, even earthquakes. We cannot let this go on. We want to save our country. That's it, you know. Because you have to remember the term, when someone who's Puerto Rican is innocent, that's the sign, that's the meaning of when Puerto Rico's their own country, when they're not Americans. Puerto Ricans will one day belong to the United Nations. So have faith for that too. My name is Jared Santiago, and I hope you YouTubers have a good day. So stay safe and take my advice in a very wise, good way, all right? Bye now.